Hello, I am going to demonstrate railroads in a 30-minute off of the 4-hour key lines or zones of the US-Canada. I have a railroad that closed here at the 12 o'clock mark. I'm going to drop down to the 30-minute to see if I can see a railroad that formed that. If I go here to my 12 o'clock mark, that candle was the 30-minute 12 o'clock. I'm going to assume this is the railroad that made that candle. So the railroad that made that candle possibly is this railroad. So let's go ahead and look for possibly another railroad from the 4-hour. So back to the 4-hour. Let's go ahead and clear off my marks. No, I'll leave them there. So let's go and find another railroad off of a 4-hour. So I see this here, 11:27 at 4 o'clock. So let me see if I can find something corresponding to that date. I'll go to the end here. Go here. 11:27. So that's about 11:27. And we were looking at the 4 o'clock time. 11:27, 4 o'clock time. Oh, okay, resuming, I found the 4 o'clock candle, 30-minute candle at 11:27. So I believe that's the railroad that possibly created the 4-hour candle at 11:27, 4 o'clock. Okay, back to the US-Canada chart. A 4-hour zone here looks like a possible railroad that closed here at 12:03 at 12 o'clock. Now I'm going to, let's go ahead and mark that. I'm going to go ahead and look for a corresponding 30 minutes. Okay, back on the US-Canada chart, here is the candle that closed on 12:03 at 12 o'clock. That actually is a railroad after that. I'm going to mark it, but I'm going to look for something in front of it. So that railroad may have made that particular railroad in the 4-hour. Okay, look for one more. Not sure if I actually got all of the 3 for the 4-hour, but I'm going to grab one more. I'm going to choose this candle here. This also looks like it could have been a small railroad. Possibly, maybe not. Not sure, but I'm going to grab it anyway. That's 11:23 at the 20-hour mark. All right, let me see what I can find corresponding to that in the 30 minutes. Can do that. Okay, I'm back on the 30-minute chart for the US-Canada. This is my mark, 11:23 to 20-hour. I'm going to choose the corresponding railroad in front of it to kind of say that's the railroad that possibly formed that railroad on the 4-hour. Okay, looking for the 4-hour patterns, railroad pattern on the UJ. I'm going to choose this candle here, which is 12:07 at 12 o'clock. I'm going to go ahead and mark that so I don't lose it. And look for a corresponding pattern on the 30 minutes. Okay, back with you guys. I have found the corresponding 30-minute candle at the 12:07, 12 o'clock mark. I'm going to assume this is the railroad that possibly formed that 4-hour candle right there. Really there. Okay, so again, that is my railroad that formed that candle. Okay. Okay, I'm back on the UJ 4-hour. I'm looking at this zone here. There's a candle closing 12:02 at 12 o'clock. Looks like a railroad. Now I'm going to mark that again so I don't lose it. And now I'm going to jump over to the 30-minute to see if I can find the corresponding candles that form that 4-hour pattern. Okay, I'm back on the UJ 30-minute, and I have found the corresponding candle 12:02, 2 o'clock. It is bearish, it is a railroad, so I'm going to select this as my matching railroad that made that 4 o'clock, that candle on the 4-hour. Okay, one more. Okay, I have found the last candle on the UJ that we want to select on the 4-hour. It is right here at 11:24, 4 o'clock. So let me mark that candle so I do not lose it. Now I'm going to jump over to the 30-minute and see if I can find the corresponding candles that railroad that made that particular pattern. Okay, I'm back. I have found the corresponding 30-minute candle at 11:24, 4 o'clock. There's a railroad in front of that. So I'm going to assume that is the railroad that created my 4-hour candle. That's the 3 railroads selected for the UJ. Okay, on my final chart, which is going to be the EU, I had already charted this up separately, so I just left it that way. So on the 4-hour, the first candle I'm going to look for is this particular 4-hour candle, which is at 12:04, 12 o'clock. I'm going to go ahead and mark my candle so I do not lose it. And I'm going to jump over and see if I can find the corresponding candle on the 30-minute. Okay, I'm back. I have found the corresponding candle on the 30-minute. That's 12:04, 12 o'clock. There is a railroad right there. So I am going to mark that as my railroad for that 4-hour pattern. That right. Okay, I'm back. I actually made a mistake on the last one. I was still on a 4-hour chart, forgetting that I had separate charts. So now I am on the 30-minute. I'm looking for the corresponding candle, which should be 12:04, 12 o'clock. Right there. That's it. Railroad in front. Let's go ahead and grab that. So again, that is my railroad formed in the 30 minutes that made my 4-hour candle. Okay, back on the EU, looking for the next 4-hour candle. We had already chose that one. Let's go ahead and choose this one here at 12:03, 12 o'clock. I'm going to also mark that one. 12:03, 12 o'clock. Okay, so now I'm going to jump over to the 30-minute looking for the corresponding candles that form that railroad. Okay, back on the EU, looking for the corresponding candle at 12:03, 12 o'clock. There is that candle. We definitely have a railroad right beside it, so I'm going to grab the railroad to the left and say that's my railroad that formed that candle. Okay, back on the 4-hour for the EU, and we're looking for our last railroad pattern on the 4-hour. I'm going to go ahead and select this particular candle here, which is at 12:01, 00 hour. So now I'm gonna go ahead and mark that again so I do not lose it. And I'm going to go ahead and jump over to the 30-minute to see if I can find the corresponding candles. Okay, I have found the corresponding candle at December 1st, 00. It is not actually a railroad, but there is a railroad in front of it that possibly could have caused it. I'm going to select these candles as a possible railroad that could have formed the 4-hour railroad. So those are my 3 railroads for the final chart, which is the